So I know Jeremiah was here early. Didn't, some of the other guys. I know he was watching the entire training. Jackson.
Sorry.
That exercise here was about defending crosses, but it was also about attacking. We did attacking, free street ball up there. Everything was about trying to score more goals. Number two, as far as De La Vega is concerned, it's 6 to 8 weeks. So 6 weeks on the high side or the low side, he feels pretty confident about it, but we're going to take it easy to make sure that he's completely fit so this doesn't happen again. It's both sides, so there's some issues there that the trainers want to get right before we proceed. But, that certainly was a blow because you guys saw glimpses of how good and how influential he can be. So that's the timeline for him.
And so you said it's both legs. Does that mean that his previous injury?
He had one on the left, and now it's the right. So we're gonna strengthen the kid. Look, he played how many? 37 games last year for Lanouche, 30-something, 36. So we know he's durable. Whatever happened in the Argentinian 23s and whatever happened in preseason, we're gonna correct that.
Brian, would you mind clarifying if it's the same injury, the same type of injury on the other side as what he came in with? As much as you're able to, of course.
In Argentina, U23 camp, it was the right.
Yeah.
He comes to us in Spain, a little tweak on the left.
Yeah.
Now it's the right side again.
And what is the status on the other injured players?
JP was in training today. Yaimar was in training today. Albert was still held out a little bit, and Steph was still held out.
And then with Braudilio and Reed, we haven't really gotten any updates on them.
They're 2 to 3 weeks out still.
And with Reed, is that just it's taking longer to heal than you guys had expected?
That was the second injury, same thing, tendon damage. Reed, out of all the hamstring injuries, probably did it the best, did it the worst. So that's why his extended timeline is such.
Is there any, concern that you guys have had so many muscle injuries this yes. early in training?
Yeah. But look, Pedro's could be, stuff before. Reed actually was a, young player that was coming back from injury and then injured it in that playoff game. Maybe I should have taken that pressure off him, but the kid wanted to play. It was LAFC. Who else? JP's is, hip pain. Steph's was a one-off because normally goalkeepers don't do their hamstrings, quads, stuff like that. So I think there's a little bit of a story where you're going. We've talked about it internally, but I think there's also a logical, not logical, but there is a talking point of it could be separate instances.
And Albert's was more of like a total
That's
freak thing. Like he just got hit.
How I look at it is if you do a knee or an ankle or something, that's just through the flow of the game, or a tackle or sprained ankles, sprained knees, that kind of stuff. You can't. Muscular injuries are the ones that teams around the world spend a lot of time and money trying to prevent.
Brian, do you think that there is a correlation between some of the injuries and the amount of injuries that you guys have had and the amount of taxation on the body traveling across the continent had, and then just the amount of practices you guys were having when you were here?
I think it's all cyclical. If you guys wanted to dig into it, you could look at Chris Cornish. He has data from all of our MLS years. It goes up and down, up and down. I don't think last year was overly bad compared to the other two. I thought we were trending in the right direction. Let's keep our fingers crossed that we can nip everything in the bud early.
On the non-injury front, when you watch the film from the game there against Austin, what stood out about your offensive movements and why you weren't able to?
We were that close. Yeah. I mean, it was always the build-up, the 3-2, where we wanted people, Raul coming on, playing in the pockets, Christian, Alex, some chances in the first half, choose over the bar. I thought we had some really good movements, that we're missing that final piece of quality inside the 18. And I will say one other thing. When I rewatch the tape, and a lot of times we focus on ourselves, because that's normal. But at some point, you have to give your opponent some credit too. Were they good in attack? Were they good in possession? Did they have many shots? No. But they sacrificed inside their defending 18 with block shot after block. You saw 3 guys going to block shots. So, you have to give them a little bit of credit for, doing some good defending work inside their 18.
And on that note, now facing a Philadelphia team that, well coached by Curtin and well defended all around, no matter what, if rotation or not. So,
yeah, we'll see who they play tonight for sure. But look, you're going to go and come up across one of the premier teams in the Eastern Conference, and it's not going to be easy.
early thought, just from afar, seeing them over the last couple of years, how they, made it to an MLS Cup and how well they've done. What are your impressions from afar?
Well, they should have won. They should have won against LAFC, but no, well coached. Jim Curtin's been a tremendous pickup for them. 4-4-2 diamond, Bedoya. They've had guys come in and out, but steady team.
Have you given any? You used 2 subs in this last game. Are you feeling like you have a bench that you can use more aggressively?
That was one of the personal reflections in the first 2 games. Yes, maybe I should have put Dylan Tevez on the right. Maybe, on the left-hand side over there, I put Masowski instead of Rothrock. And are we switching like for like? Look, we're a little dinged up with JP, Albert, and then Pedro coming out. But yeah, Jeremiah. There's times I wish I would have put one more fresh set of legs on.
At times, Raul found himself coming back to get the ball, almost to midfield. Is that something that you promote, or is that something that just happens by nature of the game?
Look, Raul plays by feel. He loves being into the game. He loves his touches. When he comes on as a sub, he wants to touch the ball a lot. Arguably our best chance was his that came off the crossbar. Jordan's header, Josh's header, those were all good chances. But Raul strikes that clean. We're inch away from the ball going in the goal.
When you go back and you look at that film, do you see more that did you see more that you liked than you did live, or was it maybe the opposite?
Yeah, because again, sports are emotional. After the game, we weren't happy. I don't know if anybody leaving the stadium was pleased, but we do have the benefit of watching film and picking it apart and stuff like that. And like I said at the beginning, there were some tactically the way we want to play and all that. I think everything there is working well. We just need to find someone to break the ice and score. And once first guy scores, it'll become, hopefully contagious, and other guys will start picking it up.
You spent a lot of time this offseason, obviously, working on movements, looking at ways to unlock the offense. Do you think that, 2 games is a small sample, obviously, but do you think that the work that you did in the offseason is showing up? And I guess another way of asking, the problems that you guys had last year, are they different than what you're seeing this year?
I think they are in some ways, because I thought last year we were a little unbalanced. Chu and Jordan on the left side right away, and then Christian gets injured and the right was kind of off kilter. Then, when Christian comes back, a lot of that stuff on the right side, but then Chu didn't have really the best performances in the playoffs. And, what could we do there? Nuhu again up at that side. I think we missed Reed a couple times because Reed gives you a different look out there on the left. So I think just balancing the team is critical. And then the other thing that we're trying to do is, you'll hear Preki on training days, we like to play through the middle sometimes, especially in the beginning of our build-up, to narrow teams and then get it wide so that Leo can do his stuff and Christian and Alex can do their thing.
So you're happy, though, with the tactical changes?
Yeah, I like the way we play.
Is there anything that the team needs to do in terms of preparation this week in order to break that ice this weekend?
Well, like I said, that whole training session was really about scoring. There was a little bit of defending in there, but we wanted the guys to get as much repetition in front of goal as possible, and we'll keep doing that.